Hey folks, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and I unboxed this knife quite a while ago, and I'm finally showing it to you. Sorry about the long delay. This is a Tangram knife by Dirk Pinkerton Designs. Kaiser makes Tangram knives. We've got a nice drop point blade, hollow grind, simple handle, 4-way pocket clip, which you don't see all that often. You can get it in black or this brown, and it's available on Amazon.com. So very good price point, good knife, really cool Japanese steel. So if you're interested in a knife like this, and who wouldn't be, because this thing is just awesome. For its price point, I love this knife an awful lot. Does it have some flaws? Yes, it does. Do you want to find out what they are and find out about its pros? Then stick around for the full review coming at you right now. So this is my third or fourth Tangram knife. You get them in a nice box. You get a nice little wrist strap, not a watch, but a nice wrist strap, and a microfiber cloth. You know, they give you a really good presentation. You can watch my other reviews of Tangram knives. I think I've got one of them, my first one, where I showed all the boxes and stuff. I have been having these sent to my sister since Amazon.com ships very few knives directly to Canada. I have it shipped to my sister, and she lives in the United States, and then she ships it up to me. And she's been unboxing them and then mailing them, so it's a smaller package. So I've asked her now to switch back to sending me the boxes as well, because some of you guys want to see the original packaging as well. So what do we have here? We've got a nice mid-size to full-size folder in a sort of classic kind of design. So we've got a hollow grind, as I said before, completely stonewash, drop point with a nice swedge there. So it's got a lot of belly and a little bit of flat area. Great plunge here. Looks really nice. Sharpener's choil. You've got the Tangram name there, and then the model, and it says JPN Akudo. That's for the steel. So there you go. So not an awful lot of writing on there. And then the other side just has Dirk Pinkerton's name, actually his logo, and the name of the blade is the Progession. See the DP, that's his logo. A very simple, straightforward pocket clip with 5 holes in it. And you've got holes over here for tip down and both sides. So that's a really good thing. Either way that you do it, tip up or tip down, it has the same amount of the knife sticking out, just under ½ an inch, right around a centimeter. Let's demonstrate that. So to demonstrate that, it just goes in the pocket right there. You heard it skipping a little bit as it went in, and that's because these lines in here, they're both for grip and for decorative effect. So the pants do sometimes get caught a little bit there. So it does have an impact on how well it goes in and out of the pocket. If the handle was a little bit smoother, it would go in a little more smoothly. Not a big fault, but it's just something to be aware of. The pocket clip, the way it sits like that, it's slightly bent over at the tip, just very, very slightly. And that helps it not be hot in the hand. I haven't had it get hot in the hand at all. We've got on the this side, we've got a smooth pivot pin because it's a D shape, so you only have to tighten it and loosen it from one side. I like that an awful lot. And so that's T8 and T8 screws back here as well. I like T8 all around. That's a really good thing. And the flipper tab is a nice wide tab like that. You can use the light switch method of pulling straight back. That works great. Or you can use the press down method until it lets go, and that works great as well. I'm going to get you a really good close-up shot of the lockup. The lockup is a little bit later than where I like a brand new knife to be, but still plenty of wear left on this knife. That handle, the lockup will wear for a very long time. completely solid lockup. No blade play side to side, up and down. Is just solid. Very good job for that. And blade centering when it's closed is almost perfect. The only thing, let's talk about a con right now. The only con that really bugs me is the same thing I saw on the other Dirk Pinkerton, and that is right here where this pen tip is focused. Let's zoom in so I can show you that. This section right here, when the meat of your thumb gets in there to push the lock arm over to release it, you'll get a little bit of your skin sometimes pinched right between there. And all I'm going to do is take a tiny bit of sandpaper and put a tiny bit of a chamfer on there, just like we have on the outside edge. So the inside edge is going to be chamfered just like the outside edge. That's one of the very few cons on this knife. One of the other cons is I ordered this one and the other brown one that I got at the same time, and I thought the color would be slightly different. This is the color of young child diarrhea. Well, maybe not. It's just a shade of brown that I don't find super attractive. Now, there are ways that you can dye, just like tie-dye shirts. You can dye G10 to different colors if you want to. You're not always guaranteed of getting the exact shade that you want, depending on what color you start with. But I've seen some guys do that. But I'll be honest with you, I don't mind the brown that much. It's just the brown does have a kind of odd look to it. It's kind of funny. But little things that they've done. They did a little extra chamfering right there to allow your thumb to get in there, to slide over it. That's a really good thing. And when you're holding the knife, your finger wraps around right there. I don't know, just a really good little touch. The jimping for the thumb ramp right there, it's not too aggressive. And then you've got jimping on the spine, and that's really, really well done. Your thumb sits in there very, very well. All kinds of grips that you want to hold this knife with are very comfortable. A reverse grip, you can do the silly reverse, not too often. Most guys don't do that. The lanyard hole placement is perfect. Plenty big enough hole for 1100 paracord, 550 paracord, no problem, every day of the week. They've done some skeletonizing in here. They should have done a little bit more skeletonizing. Let me show you the insides. So you've seen the insides. Yeah, the ball bearings are really nice, but the skeletonizing, they could have made this lighter. I really wish they would have made it lighter because it's a very nice knife, but it weighs just a little bit more than it could. How much does this knife cost? It's $34.89, 99 cents right now. So $35 US. For $35 US, you get a Dirk Pinkerton design and, Kaiser quality on their Tangram line. This Akuto 440 steel is a really nice steel. Rockwell hardness of around 59. Very good thing. This is not your regular 440 steel, not by any stretch. It's great steel. Love the stonewash. I really like this hollow grind. I don't know. That Jessica X thing last summer, a year ago now, it started people thinking about hollow grinds in very weird ways. A lot of guys started hating on hollow grinds just because of, what happened with Schrade in the Jessica X. Hollow grind, especially on folding knives, is a beautiful thing. Not always, but it very much can be. One of the things I really like about hollow grind is that I can sharpen this knife many, many, many more times than a full flat grind before the edge starts getting thick behind the grind. Because you've got a nice thin edge there, and it's just a very, very good thing. This isn't a chopper. I'm not whacking it into wood. And so a hollow grind on a folding knife is a beautiful thing indeed. I like it an awful lot. Let's give you all of the dimensions to this thing, and then we will summarize. Let's do the dimensions of this knife and cover all of that information. Cutting edge, 8.83 centimeters, 3.48 inches. that's the blade length as well. Not very often when you get the same blade length and cutting edge length, but that's what we've got here. Blade thickness is 2.75 millimeters, 0.1085 inches. The blade depth, 2.57 centimeters, 1.01 inches. The thickness of the edge behind the grind is 0.35 millimeters. That's 0.0135 inches. And that's what I really, really like. So a nice thin edge behind the grind, that makes this thing a slicing machine. And even though I'm going to sharpen this thing over its life, maybe 10, 15, 20 times, it's going to stay thin, stay thin, stay thin until I've taken off at least 1/8 of an inch, more than 1/8 of an inch. And you'll still have a thin edge behind the grind after sharpening it all that time. That's why I really like hollow grinds on folding knives. Do I like full flat grinds too? Of course I do. But hollow grinds are not anywhere near as negative as a lot of people say. Handle length, 11.35 centimeters, 4.47 inches. So good full-size folder. The grip area between my thumbnails here, 9.4 centimeters, 3.7 inches. The handle thickness is 1.23 centimeters. That's 0.48 of an inch, so just under half an inch thick. And then the handle depth, it's biggest right here, 2.7 centimeters, 1.06 inches. The total length of this knife, 20.1 centimeters. I forgot to do it in inches. Let me see. I think I've got a way to measure it. I'll put the exact measurement on the screen, but roughly, there you go, 8 inches. How much does this thing weigh? It weighs 4 ounces, 113 grams. So a 4-ounce knife, 113 grams. They could have made it, 3.75 ounces if they would have done a little more skeletonizing. If those holes that they drilled in the liner would have been a little bigger, they could have done some holes on this side as well. I really wish they would have made it a little bit lighter. That would make this thing even more attractive. Although 4 ounces, there's nothing wrong with that at all. My hands are large, bordering on extra large, and I already showed you how well it fits in my hand. So anybody with, males with large hands or smaller, this thing will work for you, no problem. People with extra large hands, if you want a smaller knife in your pocket and stuff, this could still be a very good hold. If you even get 3 big, meaty fingers on here and your thumb, you still have a really good grip on this knife. The texture here on the liners, that really helps give you lots of extra good grip. And then the extra jimping that they've put, here on the belly side and on the back side, all over the place, really give you a super amount of purchase. Very, very good design here by Dirk Pinkerton. So to summarize, we've got a knife that has a 4-way clip, and that's not very common these days. In 2018, I've only seen 2 yet, at least come on my desk. Both of them were Tangrams by Dirk Pinkerton. I really like the hollow grind blade here. The stonewash is beautiful. I really like the jimping all around. Skeletonizing is a good start. Wish it could have gone a little bit further. I like that it's very minimal writing on the blade, and then the writing that is there isn't really dark. So beautiful minimal writing. The lanyard hole placement, again, is perfect for those people that want lanyards. No problem there at all. Like I said, the negative that bugs me a little bit is getting my thumb skin pinched right when I do that. Right there. Right there, as I'm closing my thumb, moving my thumb to the left in this orientation, my skin gets pinched in there, as you can see right there. And that creates a little bit of, well, if you get some skin in there, you can't push it any further. And, causes just a little bit of a problem. Chamfer this edge a tiny bit, and the skin will just ride over. Easy, easy adjustment to that. Good knife. Unfortunately, it's over the 3-inch limit for those people that live with a limit of 3 inches. I found another Tangram knife today that has a blade that's under the 3 inches, so I'm going to be ordering that one as soon as I can. My videos will slow down a little bit for July and August, and since we're over halfway through June already, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to it this summer, but hopefully I will. I've got knives that are coming in already. I think I'll have enough knives for most of July and August, and so I won't need to be purchasing knives this summer. But I'll have to get started purchasing again in August, so they'll be here for September, of course. And now I'm just rambling on because I like to talk. I like this blade design, the chamfering. It looks really nice. I like the handle design. It has both the look and a very good feel in hand. Good choice. If you're looking for a nice blade, and especially if you're left-handed and you want left-handed pocket clip, this knife gives you all 4 options. That's a very good thing indeed. If you are in the market for one of these knives, you can check on Amazon.com. That's the only place I found that carries it, and unfortunately, they only ship to the United States. So you're going to need to have it shipped to someplace in the United States and then have those people ship it up to you. Thankfully, there's border businesses that will ship to Canada. I think there's border businesses that will ship, they'll accept a purchase for you and then they'll ship to anywhere in the world. Those kind of businesses are lifesavers for a lot of things because knives in the United States are pretty much the cheapest in the world. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you very much to my Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. Remember, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.